Today on Fast Food Origins, we are going to talk about the origin of Hooters, but before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Fast Food Origins channel and let us know in the comments below what fast food restaurant origins you would like to know more about. So let's get right into it. Ever ponder the origin of Hooters restaurants? On April Fool's Day 1983, 6 businessmen from the Midwest announced their intentions for a bold new idea. They made the big decision to open a place in Clearwater where other people of their caliber could congregate and quench their thirst for the finer things in life, fully aware that they could not agree on anything as a group and that they could not get a weekend pass from the home to go to Buffalo. But their business partnership was off to a sluggish start. The Hooters Six, as they are now known, were soon detained for posing as restaurant owners after advertising their plans. Although there were no indictments, the stigma still exists. They were inexperienced in the food industry and lacked any actual knowledge of what they were doing. There were not a lot of high hopes for Lynn D. Stewart, Gil Antonio, Ed Drost, Billy Rannery, Ken Wimmer, or Dennis Johnson. But despite the evident difficulties, the group was extremely astute. How did Hooters restaurants get their start and grow to be a superpower in the fast food industry? Is answered here. Finding a good location was just one of several challenges that lay ahead. Terms were reached, and 280 Gulf to Bay Boulevard, Clearwater, Florida, was theirs after months of talks and a competitive bidding war with Wells Brothers Disposal, who planned to utilize the structure for a massive walk-in trash. The problem now is what to call the location. It's straightforward. Except beer, chicken wings, and the rare victorious football season, what else makes men's eyes shine everywhere? Hence, the name, Hooters. They may have had an interest in owls. Unusual bunch. Whatever the case, what you see around you is the end outcome. Therefore, take a seat, unwind, and if there is anything you need, within reason, of course, please ask. In Clearwater, Florida, the first restaurant was situated on the site of a rundown nightclub. Due to the long list of nearby businesses that came before it, the building was purchased for a low price. It established the tone for the next franchises. The original Hooters had a faux cemetery with the corpses of the prior unsuccessful tenants as a subtle tribute to their own failure. The founders wanted to create a restaurant that served manly finger foods in a vintage setting. The restaurant was decorated with polished wood planks and had music from the 1950s and 1960s playing continuously. American fast food icons including fried chicken, clams, shrimp, and key lime pie were included on the Hooters menu. The restaurant offered a variety of alternatives prepared according to well-guarded recipes, with a special emphasis on hot wings being placed and still being placed. Co-founder Ed Drost used to dress up as a huge chicken in the early going in an effort to get consumers. Then he approached unsuspecting bystanders and offered them wings. However, neither the setting nor the food made Hooters stand out. It was the Hooters girls. Former bikini model and phone operator Lynn Austin was the first Hooters girl. Austin, who was hired in the summer of 1983, went on to represent the company for the following 10 years. She was depicted in a massive full-body poster that guarded the first restaurant, donning the now iconic attire of bright orange jogging shorts and a fitted white tank top. The image served as the company's main marketing message for many years. Hooters cannot be categorized as a typical restaurant chain because it uses the female employees' bodies as a marketing strategy. The company has been outspoken about what they believe to be their key differentiator from the beginning. The most crucial part in the Hooters experience, according to the restaurant's official website, are the stunning and energetic Hooters girls. Hooters girls in the US still have to sign a statement acknowledging that the Hooters concept is centered on female sex appeal before they are hired. In other words, visitors arrive mostly to see the employees. Then Hooters challenges Playboy. Hooters continued to succeed as the 1980s went on. The company gained notoriety because to a now famous Super Bowl commercial featuring a costumed Austin clutching a pitcher of beer. What was undoubtedly a filthy setting attracted a largely male crowd. Hooters released their first ever girls calendar in 1985, capitalizing on their distinctive selling proposition by displaying provocative images of various staff, including Austin. Additionally, the restaurant got in touch with Playboy to spread the word about the establishment. The arrangement allowed Playboy to include a centerfold with several of the Hooters females. The partnership was a success, enhancing Hooters' standing as a hotspot for attractive ladies. Despite the uproar, it was obvious that the Hooters blueprint had supporters. Investors from over the world were drawn to its predominantly sexual offer, which was barely concealed beneath the facade of humor. Hooters struck a number of marketing agreements throughout the 1990s and 2000s. This includes a deal with the U.S. military for entertainment and NASCAR sponsorship. Many comparable eateries opened up as a result of the brand's success, including now established rivals Twin Peaks, Spice Rack, and Tilted Kilt. Despite the complaints of the detractors, the Hooters model had effectively created a new dining subculture. Even though the company went on to open more than 400 restaurants in more than 30 countries, things have not always gone smoothly. 3 of the founding founders were lost in a terrible plane crash in 1995. The brand had to reflect and pause its growth as a result of the tragic loss. In the early 2000s, when Hooters was at its peak, hubris overruled sound business judgment. The short-lived Hooters airline was just one of many bad business decisions made by corporate professionals. Throughout the trip, Hooters females serviced passengers, as witnessed by Hooters Air. The venture failed and cost the group a whopping $40 million. Plans to grow the company into certain other markets, particularly the UK, failed in the face of vehement opposition. Hooters has seen a lot of legal problems over the years as a result of the contentious business principles at its core. Numerous sexual harassment claims by female employees have been made against coworkers and clients. However, Hooters' most important legal battles have centered on their hiring practices. 3 Chicago men asserted that they were the victims of gender discrimination in 1997. They won their lawsuits against the company for $10,000 each. Additional successful lawsuits brought by job seekers who were turned down for employment because of their appearance were settled out of court. The company's reputation as a place that values equal opportunity has been damaged by accusations of bias against workers who look the part. The severity of these issues only serves to confirm the unsettling notion that Hooters and similar establishments are ultimately driven by women's aesthetic preferences. The origin tale of Hooters restaurants continues to stir much debate. Many people have criticized the company for trying to pass off adult material as family-friendly entertainment. The company boldly claims that it is appealing to all age groups. Internal policy, however, mandates that female employees accept the fact that the work atmosphere is one in which joking and innuendo based on female sex appeal is typical. Given this, it is challenging to imagine how the previous justifications can still be valid. It's understandable why some believe a company that requires women to act like submissive mannequins in order to be employed is not an empowering one. The society that still supports it, not the women who work there, is to blame. As seen by the discrimination experienced by the personnel, Hooters has never just been about having a good time. For more fast food restaurant origins, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified when new content is uploaded.